Welcome back to my channel. Yes, it is me, Kadero Hudson, the wingman. I'm here to deliver that sauce, to deliver some fire content. I'm here. Holla at yo boy. Yes, we are here. All right. So my last video that I made about FANGU and TQQQ and why FANGU may be an investment instrument for individuals to invest into. People loved it. People enjoyed it, and it was like, man, I would say it's one of the most clutch videos that I've made. That since I've been a YouTuber content creator for the past year, it's been my consistent video of views on a per monthly basis, and also just to give me subscribers. It's quite interesting. It really is. I would have thought like my videos on like how to make $100 per month or how to make $500 per month, certain dividend ETFs or certain stocks, Apple, uh, uh, QQQ, any of those type of videos, how to invest. Those videos, nah. But the FANGU video, this this leverage ETF, people love it. So we're gonna, hey, and one of my subscribers wrote and was like, hey, can you go over and see if there's still um the right investment? So we're gonna get into it. Let's do it. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So what we have here is we have the MicroSectors FANG. FANG is so Apple, uh Apple, Netflix, Google, the F in FANG is used to be Facebook, but now it's Meta. Uh and hopefully I said hopefully I said the G was Google. Hopefully I said that. Basically it's like a mini so it's a triple leverage ETF regards to like the Magnificent Seven minus the three. So minus the because the N is either Netflix or Nvidia, but I know what you see is missing is the T, which is Tesla. Uh, and so in my last video, so remember, uh, this is not investing advice. I'm not a professional, so I'm not encouraging you to buy this and you lose your money. This is for us just to do research and to see different instruments for us to maybe consider to grow our money. So the issue is that right here, first off, it has a beta of 3.81. 1.0 is the market. 3.81 is leverage. It's like when you leverage that, it's leverage. So when the market goes up, this ETF is going to go up a lot. When the market goes down, it's going to go down a lot. Year to date, this ETF, this FANGU, it is up 42%, 44%. Now that's decent, but also just know that if a person was just only invested into Nvidia just this year alone, they're upwards of 250%, 250% just for 1 year. So keep that in mind. That uh another thing to keep in mind, this is expense ratio is 0.95%. Hopefully when we invest into like VTI, VOO, SCHD, SCHG, the expense ratio is extremely low. 0.04, 0.03. This is 0.95, close to 1%. So that is pretty high, meaning that the management is going to cut into the returns of this. But at the same time, this has so so in 1 year, so year to date it's up 41%. But 1 year has produced returns of 218.39%. 2 years, 278%. 5 years, yeah, 653. So what I can say is, before I go into my conclusion here, we also have ProShares, UltraPro, QQQ or TQQ, right? And it's lower in price. Typically, when people are looking for leverage ETFs, they compare FANGU, FNGU, FANGU to TQQQ due to it being leverage ETFs, growing their money fast. Uh, and so we can go through this right here. It also has a dividend yield of 1.2%, expense ratio of 0.88%. So apples, the expense ratio is equal. TQQQ TQQQ, we were just going to say that, is cheaper. Year to date, it's up 15%. So it's down compared to FANGU, up 48%. 1 year, 110. 2 years, 92. 5 years, 284. To be honest, a person could honestly could just invest into just regular QQQ and would have gotten maybe 230, 250% rate of return. So in the grand scheme of things, when you go on this whole leverage route with triple Q, are you really getting the rate of return that you're trying to do to grow your money fast? Typically, people invest into these leverage ETFs are the same mindset as invest into Bitcoin. You know that it's a risk. You know it's a big risk invest into crypto. It's a big risk to invest into Bitcoin, Ethereum, triple leverage. So hopefully a person that's doing this, they know the risk of high risk, high reward. You're not going to hopefully you're not putting your rent, your mortgage, but you know in the back of your mind that, hey, this leverage is just like buying on call or on margin, that I'm leveraging debt. So they're leveraging is leverage, risk and reward. But what I can say is this. So I went through FANGU. It's a triple leverage. Went through the price. Went through the positive and negatives. And before I go into the last of everything, so as you see right here, so year to date, 6 months, the green is FANGU, TQQQ. Year to date, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 517. So imagine if a person, but both is like a rate of return of 513% versus 307. It still beats the S&P 500. It still beats the total stock market of VTI, right? It beats VU, it beats VTI. So a person, if they could, and mind you, see all this is heavy volatility. Heavy volatility. So a person that doesn't have a strong stomach, that doesn't have a strong investing bone in your body, I wouldn't suggest you invest in either, right? But from this, you see that FANGU is the better instrument. So we're going to talk about just FANGU. The reason I would say a person that would probably invest in this is that they're used to high rate of returns. They're used to invest into crypto. They're used to invest into instruments like Bitcoin. But also, I wouldn't suggest or recommend putting a large, but I would say using this as like a core and satellite type of strategy. Meaning, if you had VU or VTI as your core, and if you had FANGU as one of your satellites, so like if you had like FANGU as one of your satellites, SMH, which is the semiconductor ETF, and then maybe like Microsoft and maybe uh Palantir and something else like risk plays where you just like, or like Cadence Systems, which is a semiconductor company, a small cap, which you have your core VTI VU that's just going to get normal, average, born rate of returns, and then you are just betting on these others like FANGU, like SMH, like whatever, that is just like long term plays that like MicroStrategy, that it goes up and down, right? So if you can, the VTI and the VU will anchor you because it will give you average returns, and so you'll be able to sleep at night. And then these other be long term plays. When you look at FANGU, ultimately, as I end and wrap up the video, Do you believe in Meta, Facebook? Do you believe in Nvidia? Do you believe in Google? Do you believe in FANG? Ultimately, as we move from 2024 into the future, Tesla and who I forgot the CEO of their company. He's creating these robots. He's creating solar, all this energy. He's an energy company. Google is doing this thing with YouTube. Google's doing this thing with sales and they're making money and they just introduced their dividend. Facebook, Meta just introduced their dividend. Also, they are with their technology with the metaverse, meta space. The technology space right now is booming. The AI is boom now. So what I would say, I'm not a financial advisor, but what I would say is that would you say from now into 2030 to 2050 that technology is not going to boom? It will. I just named off a lot. I named off our cars, phones, computers going to need chips. You got Intel in the United States, and you got the this semiconductor act that Biden has signed for the United States to create all these different plants and whatnot with Intel, Micron, right? Then you got the semiconductor space outside of the U.S., ASML and all those type of companies, right? Then you got the Googles and the clouds that's growing. They're also paying a dividend, and if a company pays a dividend and grows a dividend, that is highly profitable, that they're making so much money that they don't know what to do with it, so they're just giving it back to investors. All in all, these companies are going to be highly profitable. So theoretically, if you know that the semiconductor space is increasing and is going to increase, robots and robo taxis is going to take over and going to take over certain spaces and everything. I would say that if this FANG is risky, but is it really that far fetched that if a person were to put just $10,000 into this and just walked away and let it ride for 10 years, that honestly their money will double a lot and they could just sell it. I'm not suggesting that a person go buy FANG, but again, when I did my last video, it produced a lot of rate of returns, and since then, from that video to now, this year alone is up 40%. Again, 1 year from there, 218%. 1 year, 218%. That means that if you would have put $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000, your money would have doubled. What? So rule of 72. So 7, 14, 21. Your money would have doubled 3 times. So $10,000 would have doubled once, 20,000. Double again, 40,000. Double one more time, 80,000. Your $10,000 will be after 1 year would be 80,000, and that's right there. If you would have just waited just 1 year. So I'm not suggesting that you buy this, but I'm just giving you the negatives that it is $327 per share. The expense ratio is really high. The beta is really high, and also just know that when the market goes down, when you are in a recession, this fund is going to do poorly. It's going to do worse. But in a bull market, you're gonna make a ton of money. And let me leave you with this last thing. Every 10 years in the stock market, typically, it's the statistics show on the graph on the plot charts. The data shows that the stock market is up, positive, typically, normally 7 times out of the decade, and then you typically are in a recession 3 times. So out of 10 years, the stock market is typically down 3 times and up 7 times. And if you typically in the stock market, if you keep your investment past 10 years, close to 15 years, almost always individual investors always in a positive, always. And if you hindsight keep your investments to past 15 years, 20 years, has never been any type of a person has never had any type of negative portfolio. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So hope you guys enjoyed this video versus FANG versus TQQQ. And if you roll with FANG, then hey, hopefully you use it as maybe a satellite, not your core. Hopefully you're using your core as VTI and VU and just rolling with it. But hey, who am I to tell you what to do? I'm just your neighborhood Spider-Man. Peace.